Okay, let's start with an undeniable fact. Everyone has issues, and I mean everyone. Some people worry about being too fat, others too thin. I'm ugly, I'm lonely, I hate my boss hates me. Whatever it is that pushes your buttons, you know that it can very quickly escalate from being an issue to a worry to what feels like an uncontrollable anxiety. Here's another absolute certainty. The imagined is much often worse than the reality. Our minds are wonderfully creative things, but often our creativity manifests itself in very destructive ways, creating scenarios and stresses that are utterly unnecessary, entirely implausible, and yet they create anxieties in us that, however irrational, cause us to panic. Someone once said to me that if your mind is so powerful that it can create this negative effect, it can just as well create a positive one. That was a superb piece of advice. Here comes the uncomfortable truth. The only person who can deal with this is you. I know much of the advice given is to talk, but for many of us talking is tough, especially about things you think are crazy or make you look weak. But by all means talk, absolutely, to friends, to professionals, but please don't rely on them to give you all the answers, the get-outs, or to solve it for you. Only you can do that. I am talking from personal experience. For years I suffered with anxiety around being away from home. My anxieties quickly escalated into utter panic. Sweating, unable to breathe, I would revert to being a scared little child where all rational thought went out of the window and all I could think about was how I could not get on that flight. But once the relief that you've avoided the situation subsides, the guilt kicks in. How could I be so weak? How many people have I let down? What about the money? Flight might be a short-term option, but in my view, in the end, you have to fight. So how do you get yourself battle ready? Well, again, all I can do is tell you what I did. Certainly cut down on the booze. For me, alcohol was an easy get out, but all it did was amplify what you were feeling. Don't leave it to the last minute. There's no point trying to be mindful when you're already panic stricken. You need to be prepared. Get fitter. I can't tell you how much better I feel after I've spent some time in the gym. And separate the real from the imagined. Try to give yourself some time to rationalise. Train your brain. Welcome the challenge and celebrate overcoming it, because you will. I'm no Jon Kabat-Zinn, but I hope this has helped. Remember, we're all in this together, and you are not alone.